This is a permanency hearing. Ms. Wildman is with us for the department. Mr. Nowak is with us representing the child. Mr. Saint is with us representing the father. Mr. Crockett, who is with us. Ms. Mellanax is with us representing the mother. Ms. Smith, who is with us. Mr. Michelson is with us as guardian ad litem for the mother, Ms. Smith. He is with us. Ms. Archer is with us as guardian ad litem for Mr. Crockett, the father, who is with us. The intervenor, Cynthia Webb, is not with us, and she's not in our waiting room.
Ms. Kopic, are you the permanency specialist assigned to the case with Daxton Crockett and his family?
Yes.
And how long have you been the permanency specialist on this case?
Since January.
All right, and so Daxton is placed here in Amarillo now, correct?
Yes.
About how long has he been with the kinship placement now?
Mid-August.
And how's he been doing since he's been there?
He's been doing great.
And Love is the kinship placement, correct?
She is. It's actually a foster home though, but it is kinship as well. But it's technically a foster home.
Okay, right. She's licensed. And how has she been able to get him set up with all the specialists he needed here?
The only thing that was lacking was the physical therapy, but they did call her to get that set up. So I don't know if it's been set up since then, but that was the only thing.
All right, so she's on top of it.
Yes.
Perfect. Has there been any major medical updates for Daxton since he's moved here?
He is eating during the day, so he does still have the feeding tube, but he eats during the day. He's supposed to have a swallow study, I believe it's tomorrow, to address that, because I mean, if everything goes well, then they'll be able to remove the feeding tube in the future.
Okay, good. Now Daxton, now that Daxton is back, what sort of visitation have the parents been able to have with him in person?
So Carlette's visits are being supervised by the placement. We did ask her to limit it, not like completely all the time visits. And then Jeremy's visits are twice a week, supervised by St. Francis.
Okay. Now, have the parents had the opportunity to start attending some of the doctor's appointments?
Yes, Carlette's attended quite a few doctor's appointments, and then Jeremy did go to one in Lubbock. And then also Carlette has attended occupational therapy and speech therapy, and Jeremy's also been able to attend speech therapy. The therapist has come to the office for his visits.
Okay. Now, have you had the opportunity yet to observe the parents with Daxton?
Yes.
And how have they been doing during these visits?
They've been doing well during the visits. There's been no.
Go ahead.
There's been nothing reported to me either during visitation.
Yeah. Have you talked to them at all to see what sort of understanding they have of Daxton's needs?
Yes, I have.
And do they seem to understand what's being told to them?
They do seem to be understanding of what is told to them.
Okay. And have they been able to participate in some of the therapies that have been going on and some of the medical appointments?
Yes.
All right. And so, are those appointments, I guess, are they alternating appointments so that they're both getting to see different specialists, or how is that being taken care of?
Well, Carlette's been to more than Jeremy. Jeremy's only been to the one, but the placement is giving us the information so that we can make arrangements for Jeremy to attend when he's able to.
All right. And so, I guess at this point, what sort of living situation does Miss Smith have?
She lives with her. She lives in I guess it's a foster home, a care home, but it's in the respite provider's home for the placement. So with her relative.
Okay. And what sort of living situation does Mr. Crockett have now?
He also lives in a group home, and it's a different caregiver, but it's the same people in the home except for the caregiver's different.
Okay, and so the caregiver, or I guess the caregiver has changed, but the residents that were covered in the initial home study, that are they all substantially the same?
Yes.
All right, and so long term, is the department's intention still to family reunification, or is Love willing to be a long-term placement and continue working with the parents?
She has expressed the ability to help continue to care for Daxton. I think that's a lot of our concern too, is with the parents having intellectual disabilities, for the child to be fully reliant on them.
Okay. So far, has all of the, I guess, all of the medical care that the parents have been given or been involved in, has that been supervised by placement?
Yes.
Are there other people in the home as well helping with that?
What?
Does Daxton have like nursing care as well?
Yes.
Okay. And so does the department still have concerns about their ability to take care of Daxton in an unsupervised situation?
Yes.
Now, otherwise, I guess, have they been compliant with the department as far as services?
Yes.
And are they, I guess, continuing to show a willingness to attend these visits?
Yes.
Are there concerns at all about some of the people in the home where Mr. Crockett resides?
Yes. I mean, that was the home of removal. So his caregiver was actually in that home, and then the other clients were in that home when the child was taken initially.
And did that home study raise some concerns about some of the other residents of the home that Mr. Crockett lives with?
Yes.
Now, as far as Miss Smith, do we still have concerns that she's able to take care of and meet all of Daxton's needs on her own?
Yes.
Is that the primary continuing danger that continues as far as Miss Smith is concerned?
Yes.
Now, do you believe it would be against the physical health and safety of Daxton to be reunified with either of the parents at this time?
Yes.
Do you believe that the department is making reasonable efforts to try and get them to fully understand his medical needs so that they can be reunified in some fashion?
Yes.
Now, as far as a final hearing in this case, I'm not sure exactly when it's set. Are you asking that it be set out as far as possible?
Yes.
They're as close as possible to the dismissal date?
Yes.
Would that give the family more time to, or the parents more time to work with those specialists and start understanding Daxton's care better?
Yes.
Would that also give a little bit more time to see what sort of progress Daxton is making medically on his feeding tube and things like that?
Yes.
Um, if Daxton's medical needs, if the feeding tube, let's say, is removed, is it possible that there may be more opportunities for longer visitation or less care needed as far as being in the parent's possession?
I think so.
Now, do you have any recommendations as far as whether there are any additional services needed from the parents?
I don't have any.
Okay. Now, as far as Daxton, or is there anything else that Daxton's needing?
No, they're taking excellent care of him.
As far as coming up with a long-term plan for Daxton, do you think it would be appropriate to consider mediation in this case?
Yes.
Would you ask that the court refer us to mediation?
Yes.
Is there any other updates that the court needs at this time?
I don't think so.
Okay. Judge, I'll pass the witness.
All right, thank you. Ms. Coppick, Cynthia Webb, the intervenor, am I correct? At one point, she was Mr. Crockett's caregiver?
Yes. She's actually the runner of the company of his new caregiver. She branched off, so she's not his caregiver anymore.
Okay, is that maybe why she's not appearing? Is she maybe kind of out of the picture as far as this case is concerned?
I don't know.
Okay. All right, then, Ms. Mullinax, questions?
Thank you, Your Honor. Cassie, so Carlette is not placed or is not living with the placement for the child at this time, correct?
Correct.
Is that a possibility for her to be able to move in with that placement so she can help take care of the child supervised?
So no, she wouldn't be able to move in with them. She lives with Love's sister that's her respite provider. So that lady provides respite care for Love's foster children.
So why wouldn't Carlette be able to move in with Love? Because she has foster children?
I don't believe that they want her there. That's my understanding.
Okay, so I'm not asking if they want her there. Would it be a possibility for that to happen?
I guess if they wanted her there, then she could move in there. But my understanding is they don't.
Okay, and so your understanding also would be that she's done a very good job when she supervised taking care of her child, correct?
Correct.
And so she just needs a little more help with that.
Yes.
And pass the witness.
All right, Mr. Saint?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Kopic, just to be clear, so the termination, the goal right now is not termination. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. It's really just trying to come up with a living situation to keep both parents involved with Daxton, but at the same time keeping Daxton safe.
Yes.
Okay. And the homes that Carlette and Jeremy are in, they're all involved together. Is that correct?
No. Not as like a unit.
Okay, but I mean, they've been working together in this case, and everything, facilitating visits and things.
They've been cooperative with us to facilitate visits and stuff.
Okay. But you don't see a problem going forward with the different homes working together with the parents and the foster placement?
I don't think so.
Okay, you haven't had any issues so far.
No.
Okay, and you said Jeremy's getting visits. How often?
They're twice a week, 2 hours.
Twice a week. Okay, and those visits are going well?
Yes.
And what's the reason of him? Is he being offered the opportunity to attend more of the medical appointments and stuff?
He's attended the one that we've asked him to attend, but in the future, yes, we want him to attend more. But it'll just be working it out with placement of when Daxton has appointments.
Okay, so it's not any concerns about him that you don't want him at the medical appointments. It's just a logistics issue.
Correct.
Okay, good. Thank you. I'll pass the witness.
All right, thank you, Ms. Archer.
No questions, Judge.
All right. Mr. Michelson?
Just briefly, because the report indicates that Carlette does very well in caring for Dax, is it possible for her to increase her amount of time with the care of Dax?
I think that should be fine as long as it's supervised to make sure, that Daxtons continue to be safe.
Okay, and how could that be facilitated?
She would just work it out with the placement because it's her relative.
Okay, thank you.
Is that it, Mr. Michelson?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Nowak?
Just briefly, Cassie, it's always good to see you. Now, Daxton lives with David and Love Hayes, correct?
Yes.
And Carlette lives in a home. Is it Love's sister that has that home?
Yes.
Okay. And I think I heard you say that the visits are going well between Dax and his mom, correct?
Yes.
Now, if Love, the caregiver for Daxton and the sister to the caregiver for Carlette, if Love were to ask for a couple hours of unsupervised visits between Carlette and her child Daxton, what would you think about that?
At this time, I think that they still need to be supervised. I did speak with the nurse too, and she's willing to supervise some of that contact if, Love has to do something during the day. So.
I think that's what Love was looking for, maybe some respite. But she's also told me that she believes that Carlette is ready for some unsupervised visits with Daxton.
She's told me that too.
Okay. Is Carlette making improvements towards those unsupervised visits?
Can you ask me that a different way?
I'll try my best. What will Carlette need to do to have unsupervised visits with Daxton?
So at this time with, his medical needs and stuff like that, we're just not comfortable with that. I mean, if he was to improve more where he didn't, require all of the care, then I don't know. That's just kind of a tough question to answer.
Is it more of a question of what the child's needs are versus what Carlette can learn?
Yes, it's just we don't want anything bad to happen to Daxton. I don't think that she would intentionally do anything to harm Daxton, but to have that extra person there, especially since he does get that nursing care and stuff, it would just make us more comfortable.
Cassie, thank you so much. Judge, I'll pass the witness.
All right. Anyone have further questions for Ms. Copic?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then, Ms. Wildman, anything further from the department?
No, Your Honor. We just ask that placement continued and that we have the reasonable efforts and continuing danger findings, and then as far out as we can put that final, the better.
Okay. I will make the findings before I forget to do that later of reasonable efforts on the part of the department to reunify. All right, Ms. Mullinax, any witnesses?
No witnesses, Your
Thank you, Mr. Saint.
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Archer?
May I ask Jeremy a quick question?
Sure.
Jeremy,
Mr. Crockett, if he's muted. Mr. Crockett, if you'd unmute. If you're on a phone, I think you can hit, there you go. Can you hear us?
Okay.
Okay, go ahead,
I'm
Ms. Archer.
Jeremy.
Hi, how you doing, ma'am? I'm
Good,
great. How about yourself?
good, thank you. Is Cynthia Webb with you right now?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, thank you. I needed to know that for my records.
that was really my only question, Judge, is I
Okay.
want to clarify that.
All right, and now I'm not sure if Mr. Crockett is not living with Cynthia Webb, but she just owns the company that, is that my understanding?
Yes, that's right. She owned her own company, sir.
And you're not living with Miss Webb, but I guess she,
No, I'm not. I'm living with her sister-in-law.
okay, she's part, Miss Webb, if you would, you're a part of this case. I didn't know you were there. Did you have any questions for Miss Copic? I passed over you because I didn't know you were with us.
Yes, sorry, I wasn't sure if I was allowed to be on here. I don't
Sure.
have any questions at this time.
Okay, so, but clarify it for me, Mr. Crockett, he doesn't physically live in your home, but the home that he lives in is that's part of your company.
Yeah, it's a supervised living home.
Okay, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you. Okay.
You're welcome.
All right, then. Let's see. I don't know how far I got. Does anybody else have any more witnesses? No? Okay. All right, then. Let's start. Ms. Archer, give me your recommendations as guardian ad litem for Mr. Crockett.
I believe that he's doing great and his visits seem to be appropriate. So right now I'm in agreement with the status quo.
Okay. And then Mr. Michelson is guardian ad litem for Ms. Smith. Anything to add?
Likewise, I think Carlette seems to be doing very well. I would just encourage more visitation between her and Dax as possible,
Okay.
and to continue the case as far out as possible.
Sure. Mr. Nowak, any recommendations for Daxton?
Continued placement and services, and yeah, let's put it out as far as we possibly can. I spent a lot of time talking to Love Hayes, and I get that she's related to Carlette. I get that, but I'm a decent judge of character, and she is wanting to see if we can't do some sort of unsupervised visit between mom and Daxton. And I say unsupervised, I think they both live. Carlette and Daxton live in homes with caregivers that are pretty much always there. I would encourage Cassie and St. Francis to see what they can do about giving mom, and I'm going to put this in quotes, unsupervised visits, maybe when Love isn't there, but another caregiver's there, and kind of keeping an eye on mom and making sure she knows how to care for Dax. And Judge, those are my recommendations. Thank you so much.
All right, then. I will continue the department's temporary managing conservator, continue Daxton's current placement. I will order the mediation. It's along the lines of what Mr. Nowak was stating. I don't have a problem with Ms. Smith or Mr. Crockett having more time with Daxton. I guess what I'd say, especially about Miss Love, from what I'm hearing, I don't have a problem with Miss Smith or Mr. Crockett really being there. And if Miss Love has something she has to do, as Mr. Nowak stated, as long as the nurse is there, then I'm perfectly comfortable with that. I don't know that I've heard enough to say that either parent should have absolutely unsupervised contact at this point. But certainly we've got the nurse, and the nurse can certainly just kind of watch the parents with Daxton, and the nurse will be there in case, for lack of a better word, they don't know what to do or they're not sure what to do. So I'm not going to try to put that in the ruling, but I certainly have no problem with as much interaction between Daxton and the parents as we can get, as long as that nurse or Miss Love can kind of be there as a backup, is the way I'd put it. So, okay, the farthest out we can find to put this now would be has set the final for January 26th, and that's what I'll do. It will be by Zoom like today's hearing. This is kind of in my opinion, kind of a special case. We can always fall back on calling the case and recessing. That gives the court 90 days from January 26th before I have to absolutely make a ruling. So we'll have that as a backup in case we're getting there, but not quite there yet. So just y'all keep that in mind when we come to the final hearing on January 26th. So, okay. We'll recess on this case. I will be back here in about 5 minutes or so to call another Randall County case. That's a status hearing on the Wesley and the Trembitolo children. So we'll be in recess, and I'll practice that pronunciation before we come back. So
Thank you, Judge.
y'all have a good week.
Judge, thank you so much. This is my last hearing with this court today. Permission to leave.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Same for me. Can I be excused?
Yes, ma'am, you can.
Thank you.
Likewise, Your Honor,
Yes.
this is my last hearing.
All right. You can all go. This is a status hearing involving the Wesley and Trembitolo children. Ms. Wildman's with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is with us representing the children. Mr. Hill's with us representing the father to Kai Air. Mr. Wesley, who is with us. Ms. Grant is not with us. She represents the mother, Ms. Trembitolo. She is with us. We've got several other hearings. This case was set for 12:30. It's now 12:41. We're going to go ahead and proceed.
I would first call Detective Eatley.
Okay.
Detective Eatley, I'll try to keep this brief. Are you the detective who was assigned to the case involving Mr. Wesley and a child with injuries by the name of Kyer Wesley?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you submitted any charges related to your investigation?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
And what charges have been submitted?
I submitted the case as injury to the child, serious bodily injury, neglect.
And what, I guess, which county was that sent to?
That would have been in Potter County.
All right. Have you heard anything back yet about any sort of charging decision?
I have not.
Now, as part of your investigation, did you have the opportunity to talk to Jeremiah Wesley?
Yes, I did.
And is he the father of Kyer Wesley?
Yes.
All right. And so now Kyer, the injuries that Kyer had at the time of your case and our removal, did Mr. Wesley give you any sort of explanation for those injuries?
Yes, he did.
And just briefly, kind of how did he say those injuries occurred?
He accounted 2 separate falling incidents to me. The first of which would have occurred at his apartment complex. He stated that he was running up and down the stairs while carrying the child, and that due to a torn piece of footwear, what he called slides, he fell while holding the child on the concrete exterior steps to the building. And then he reported a second fall when he went to drop the child off with its mother that same afternoon, where he stated he tripped. The porch of that residence is about 3 inches elevated off the sidewalk. Stated that he tripped on that and fell into the house.
Okay. Now, did you talk about a different incident in which he may have injured the child?
Yes, there was older injuries. I'm sorry, I forgot about that one. But there was a previous domestic violence incident that had occurred where, prior to officers arriving, the child's mother and Jeremiah had an altercation over possession of the child, and he states that he grabbed the child from her around the waist and yanked the child away from her in a forceful manner.
And as part of your investigation, is it your understanding that at least at some point in that incident that law enforcement was present when he was reaching for the child?
That was later in the incident. Officers had arrived, and he initially had custody of the child during that incident and was going to leave with him. He then came back to the home and set the child down. The mother went to pick up the child, and he attempted to prevent her from doing that. But there was no physical struggle over the child at that time when officers were present.
Okay. And so how did he just demonstrate how he had grabbed that child on the incident with the mother?
Yes, he did.
And what did you observe?
That occurred during an interview with the Mr. Jeremiah here at the police department in our interview room. We keep dolls. We work a lot of child cases, but I had a baby doll which I was holding in the manner he told me the child's mother was holding the child. And he stood up and he demonstrated. When he did that, he yanked the child away from me with enough force that it caused me to move back. And just, I mean, of course, I spontaneously, when he grabbed the child, I kind of flinched to hold the child. So he used a great deal of force, and he told me that's exactly how it was when he took the baby away from its mother.
Now, did you talk to him at all about how he was feeling in that moment?
He told me that he was angry. I mean, he states that the child's mother likes to use threats of keeping his boy from him. He admits to having we talked about some anger issues during the interview, and he just states that he was very angry during that incident, and even when he reenacted it, he the level of anger on his face was obvious. It was almost like he was reliving it.
All right, and I'll pass the witness, Judge.
Ms. Grant, for the record, Ms. Grant has now joined us. So, Ms. Grant, do you have questions?
No, Your Honor, my apologies. I had a little bit of technical trouble today.
All right. Mr. Hill, questions?
No, sir.
All right. Ms. Wiggins?
No questions, Judge. Thank you.
All right. Does anyone have anything further for Detective Eatley?
No, Judge, I would ask that he be excused.
Okay. All right. Detective Eatley, thank you for your testimony and thank you for your service. I'll remove you so you can go about your afternoon's business.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You too. All right, Ms. Wildman?
And Judge, I apologize. Is Kayla Scones in the waiting room?
Yes, ma'am.
Earlier I thought you said we didn't have anybody else in there. I apologize.
She came in after you. I said that. So is she your witness?
Yes, Judge. She'll be for the department.
Right. Okay, we'll get her in. She's our last one in the waiting room.
And she will be my last witness, Judge.
Okay. Ms. Scone, this is Judge Graham. If you'd unmute. Thank you, ma'am. I swore you earlier today, didn't I?
You did.
Okay, you're still under oath, so just tell the truth.
Sounds good.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Judge. Ms. Scone, are you the permanency specialist who's been assigned to the case involving the Tramutolo Wesley children?
Yes.
And where are the children currently placed?
They are placed in their kinship home with their maternal grandparents.
Okay. And were they living there previously, or do they have substantial relationship with those family members?
Yes, they were living there with mom prior to the removal.
All right. And so has grandma or grandpa has placement been able to make sure Kyer has gotten to any follow-up appointments he's had for his medical needs?
Yes, they have taken him to all the medical appointments that we require from the state in St. Francis, as well as he had to see an orthopedist for his broken leg, and he did have a cast for a little bit, which he just got removed on the 12th.
Okay. Do you know if there's any other follow-up appointments coming up?
As of right now, not until I believe his next shots are due.
Okay. Perfect. And so as far as you're aware, placement's been on top of any issues that may have arisen from those injuries and things are going good.
Yes.
Perfect. Now, as far as visitation, what sort of visitation are the kids having with Miss Tremutolo, the mother?
They are currently having 2-hour visits weekly. They are supervised by a St. Francis family support worker at our visitation house.
All right. And so at this point, does the department have concerns about any sort of visitation for Mr. Wesley at this time?
Yes, we do have safety concerns for the children to see Jeremiah.
Now we say children. Kyair's the
Or I
only
mean, Kyair.
one.
Yes, sorry.
I say Kyair's the only one he's the
Yes.
father of, correct?
Yes,
Perfect.
Kyair.
And now, and as far as the safety concerns, what are some of the concerns that the department has?
Well, due to the physical abuse allegations, we feel that it's best that we're recommending that Jeremiah not have visits until he's worked some of his services.
And specifically, are you wanting to see him working services meant to address the anger issues?
Yes.
Now, are you aware that charges have been submitted for consideration as far as the injuries to Kyair?
I was not aware, or I did not have an update on the criminal charges prior to this.
Does the department, I guess, have concern that there could be bond conditions also added at some point?
Yes.
And as far as services, are you wanting to see him potentially complete individual counseling or BIP or something substantially meant to address the anger issues before any kind of visitation is considered?
Yes, we would definitely therapy and BIP.
Okay. And are those not just for the safety of Kyair, but potentially also for the safety of any supervisors that may be supervising visitation?
Yes, that is correct.
Now, have you had the opportunity to meet with have you had an opportunity to meet with Miss Mackenzie Tremutolo about her family plan of service?
Yes, we went over it and she agreed to all the services and signed the family plan.
Okay. And have those and Judge, I don't think anything's been said problematic, but Miss Tremutolo is chatting to the group as a whole.
Yeah.
I just wanted to bring that up.
Ms. Tremutolo, you don't need to be sending chats during this hearing, so don't send any more chats, please.
I'm sorry, I thought I was chatting with my lawyer. I'm sorry.
No, you were chatting with all of us, so.
That's my fault, Your Honor. I had sent her a chat and she replied all on accident. Our apologies.
Okay, let's not send any more. Go ahead, Ms. Wildman.
Thank you, Judge. And so, Ms. Scone, have referrals been sent out for any of the services that are a part of that family plan of service?
Yes, all referrals and authorizations have been submitted, and Mackenzie has called all of the services, and she for sure has 2 set up, and she's waiting to hear back on some of the others.
Okay, perfect. Do you believe that the family plan of service that you have developed, and did you get her input when developing that?
Yes, and she agreed to those.
Do you believe that that those services will help alleviate some of the issues that led to the removal?
Yes.
And do you hope that those will help lead us towards reunification?
Yes.
All right. Did you have an opportunity to meet with Mr. Wesley about his family plan of service?
Yes, I did. And we went over it, reviewed all the services, and he agreed and signed the family plan.
All right. And so do you, again, the same thing, do you think that those are narrowly tailored to the needs of this case and will help hopefully work towards some kind of reunification?
Yes.
What are some of the services, and I meant to ask this for Ms. Tremutolo, but what are some of the services that are specifically related to this case that we're asking of Mr. Tremutolo or Mr. Wesley?
Yes, so we have requested that he do individual counseling, rational behavior therapy, and rational behavior therapy and BIP, and anger control training, and parenting classes.
All right. And as far as Mackenzie Tramutola, what are some of those services that were narrowly tailored to this particular case?
Domestic violence support group, rational behavior training, and individual counseling. And those were like the main specific ones for this.
Perfect. And now, have you developed a family plan of service for Mr. Gorham, who we have pending paternity testing on?
Yes, and I was able to meet with him as well.
Okay.
He said if paternity came back that it was him, he would be willing to work those services. So he hasn't signed yet, but pending paternity.
Okay, and to clarify, he is the alleged father just of it's Zariah Tramutola, correct?
Yes.
All right. Have you been able to keep in touch with him as far as the case is concerned?
Yes.
Do you know if he's gotten his appointment set up yet for paternity testing?
No, he has not yet. We have not received notice on it.
Okay. All right. And are we just waiting on DFPS to set that up?
Yes.
Perfect. Are you asking that now let me ask you, has Mr. Wesley made any progress yet on any of his services?
Oh, yes, he has called all of the services and he has scheduled his rational behavior therapy as well as his individual counseling, and he's waiting to hear back on the others.
Okay, perfect. Now, as far as today is concerned, do you believe that there's a continuing danger to placing either of the children with any of the parents in this case?
Yes.
What are some of the continuing danger concerns as far as placing back with Miss Tremutolo?
With Miss Tramutola is just her being able to protectiveness for the children, essentially, and to basically work through the domestic violence and things like that.
Okay. And do you believe the department's making reasonable efforts to reunify her by helping her with that family plan of service to address those issues?
Yes.
All right, and it sounds like she's starting to make some progress on getting that set up. Now, as far as Mr. Wesley, what are some of the continuing concerns as far as Kair?
With Kair, it would be now knowing the potential for the criminal charges, and then him needing to work the services that will help with his anger and domestic violence issues as well.
Okay. And do you believe the department's making reasonable efforts to reunify by developing that plan of service to hopefully address those issues?
Yes.
Now, as far as Mr. Gorham is concerned, I mean, what kind of is the primary continuing danger there?
It would just be he has not really had contact with Zariah since she was born, so just also like what would you say, like not having a solid relationship with her at the time, and him needing to do some parenting classes first.
And obviously paternity needs to be established first,
Yes.
correct?
Right.
All right. But do you believe that the family plan of service that you've developed for him and that he has gone over will help with the reunification with him if he is determined to be the father?
Yes.
Are you asking that the court make the family plans of service for all three parents in order of the court today?
Yes.
Are there any additional orders, such as drug screening, that needs to be ordered for anybody today?
We have added it to the family plan. So yes, I will say that to at least make sure that is not an issue.
And which parents and what type of tests are we requesting?
UAs for all three.
Okay. Are there any other updates that the court needs about the parents or the children at this time?
I have no other updates.
I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right, thank you, Ms. Grant.
Mackenzie signed her service plan on October 24th, correct?
Yes.
And that is e-filed with the court in this matter, correct?
Yes.
And she has taken one UA since the beginning of this case. Is that true?
Yes, she took one for investigations.
Okay, and you were left with a minor concern following that UA, correct?
Yes.
And if we get a UA today, you're hoping that is a decreasing concern or alleviated concern, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And your main concerns on the service plan, in addition to any results from any positive drug screens for any party, for Mackenzie are failure to protect during a domestic violence situation and better parenting, correct?
Yes.
And the parenting classes will take care of that?
Yes.
And do you have, which service are you recommending for the domestic violence?
It is the domestic violence support group with the family support services.
Okay, and will her individual counseling be asked to focus somewhat stringently on domestic violence awareness and avoidance?
Yes.
Are the children going to be put in any type of therapy or treatment?
No, they're too young.
So both children in this case are too young for any type of play therapy even, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Is there any additional service that has come to light for you since the service plan was filed in the record of the case?
No.
And has Mackenzie maintained contact with you also with giving you a current phone number, address, and email?
Yes.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Hill?
Thank you, sir. Ms. Scone, you indicated that you didn't think visitation was appropriate for Mr. Wesley at this time until he got some services started and some completed. Can you elaborate a little further on that statement? Are you what exactly are you needing to see from him before the visitation would change, or the recommendation would change from no visitation to, some form of visitation?
So we would like to see him complete the services that are going to focus on the domestic violence. So the BIP course, the individual therapy, the rational behavior therapy, and his psychosocial.
Okay. Now the BIP class, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's like a 24-week class, give or take. Is that accurate?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, so your recommendation to the court is no visitation for him for 6 months?
At this time, that is what we have staffed with my supervisor and director.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Wiggins?
I have no questions, Judge.
Okay. All right. Just, Mr. Hill, just to kind of clarify the court's position, I would certainly not make him complete the BIP class to have some kind of visitation. I would like to see him start it. And I'd like to see him at least start the anger management. I'm not sure how long that course is. And maybe the RBT course gets a one-day deal. So I'm certainly not opposed at some point to giving him visitation if he'll get those services started. And maybe by then we'll know whether or not we've got a bond condition to deal with too. So
very good. Thank you, sir.
And anybody can help me with this. I have this in my notes from the last hearing. I've had a note that I am to adjudicate Mr. Wesley as the biological father of Kai Air. Is that because we got paternity testing, or why? I'm not sure why. He
announced on the record.
I'm just wanting to know why I was waiting until the status hearing.
I'm not sure there was a reason to wait. He announced on the record that day, I believe.
Maybe I just wanted to give him and Mr. Hill time to talk. So, okay. All right, then. Anything further from you, Ms. Wildman?
Nothing further from the department, Judge.
Okay, I will make your findings of reasonable efforts to reunify. Ms. Grant, did you have any witnesses?
No witnesses, Your Honor. My client's in agreement and started a service plan, so hopefully we can hit the ground running.
Okay. Mr. Hill, any witnesses?
Judge, no, I don't believe so. Mr. Wesley has commenced his services. His first RBT starts on Wednesday. His first individual therapy session starts December 2nd. That's as soon as he could get it. And he's waiting for a call back from one other provider. I thought he said Padre, but I did not hear I did not hear Ms. Scone mention Padre, so I'm not sure if I heard that right from Mr. Wesley, but he is starting his services and he wants to get them going. He obviously would like some visitation to start sooner rather than later.
Okay. And the Padre may be the parenting. Padre has a parenting program, so that's probably what.
Yes.
Okay.
So
It is the parenting.
Mr. Hill, I would just suggest to get the BIP set up. At least, I don't know, has he probably not even gone through the assessment yet to see if he's going to qualify? Am I correct in that?
I would assume so, since he did not mention that to me. He was pretty detailed on what he had started and what was upcoming.
Okay. Well, sooner he can get that assessment done to see if he qualifies, as long, and consult with him to be sure he's honest about that. But anyway, then if the parties can at some point come to an agreement at some type of visitation, I'll certainly consider it if you need to file a motion, but I do want to see those things started before we do it. So. Okay. And I don't know, Kayla, you might could tell me, is the RBT, is it a one-time deal still?
It is. It's a 1-day, full day of training.
So if he's got that set up to start it, he'll be starting finishing it in 1 day, correct?
Yes.
Anger management, is it a little longer, or is it?
I will have to double check. I believe it's well, it'll be covered within I have to talk to his provider, but his therapy can also cover that. So I'm just gonna see if she can tack onto that.
All right. So if he starts his therapy, then that kind of will help alleviate what I mentioned. Then if he'll just get the BIP started, if he qualifies, then we'll just wait and see what happens with this pending criminal case, so we don't violate any bond conditions. So. All right, Ms. Wiggins, do you have recommendations?
Thank you, Judge. I know what the court already has stated about visitation, but my recommendation would be until he's completed his services, due to the fact that the child's 4 months old, and the the grandparents are doing really well with the kiddos, and I believe he's in daycare now, doing well.
Okay. Give me just a second here. Where does Mr. Gorham live?
He's here in Amarillo.
He is? Okay, so everybody's here as far as drug testing, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. All right, then, first of all, based on Mr. Wesley's admissions at our adversary hearing, I do find that Jeremiah Wesley is in fact the biological father of Kyer Wesley, and I will establish that parent-child relationship today. I'll continue the partner as temporary managing conservator. I'll continue both children's current placements. I'll order all 3 parents or alleged parents, Mr. Gorham being the alleged. I'll order the mother, Mr. Wesley and Mr. Gorham, to UA drug screen by 4 p.m. tomorrow at Care Express. And I will set the initial permanency hearing, our next hearing, for March 23rd, 2026. It will be by Zoom like today's hearing, so parties can ask their lawyers, or anyone can go on the court's online docket a day or two before March 23rd to see exactly what time of day we'll have that hearing, so you won't have to sit in the waiting room. Again, Mr. Hill, if he gets the BIP, if he qualifies and he's got that set up and started, if the parties can't come to an agreement, you can just file a motion for some type of visitation and we'll deal with it. We don't have to wait clear to March.
And Judge, for my clarification for the order, so at this time, are we all right to put that the visitation's not in the best interest until he works services, and then with the understanding that once he begins working those services, we have the authority to start visits?
Yeah, and
perfect.
And basically, you kind of worded it what I'm trying to be sure we understand. You said not to have visitation until he completes services. That's not what I said. I said until he begins services. So let's be sure that's very specific about that. So
I believe that the checkbox says something along with working, like the service plan or something. So as long as I think that it relays what you're wanting to do, Judge.
Great. Okay. All right. That will conclude this hearing. For those of you involved, I'll be back. Actually, I'm behind. I'll be back here pretty quickly. I'm going to take a short break. I'll be back to call a compliance hearing on a Randall County case involving the Smith and James and Sims children. So that's a compliance following order to participate.
And Judge, I think we just sent the agreed order on Bishop, the 130, just so Mr. Hill was on that, so he knows.
Oh, yeah. So Mr. Hill, they've got all the signatures on the Bishop hearing at 1:30, so there will be no hearing.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Y'all have a good week. We'll be in recess for just a few minutes.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank y'all. This is a compliance hearing following the order to participate.
So, Miss Baca, since the report was written, have you had any luck getting in touch with either of the parents?
No, I have not.
Now, as far as the children, when have you had an opportunity to meet with them in person?
Since the report, or
No, just when you met with them in the report, where did you end up having to meet with them?
so I was able to meet with them at the home initially, and then I wasn't able to get Miss Nevins to meet with me, and so I had to see him at school, and then eventually she did let me see them again at the home.
And when was that time when you saw them at the home?
It was on Friday the 7th.
Okay. And so when you've observed the children, have you had any immediate concerns about their welfare?
No, I have not.
Now, talk to me a little bit about the efforts you had made previously to contact Miss Nevins. How many times roughly would you say you've attempted to set up meetings with her and she has not met with you?
5 to 10 times. That's through text and phone calls. And
to date, has she completed any of the services that she was court ordered to participate as part of the order to participate?
no, she has not. And she was scheduled to do her psych eval on the 4th, but she was a no-show.
Okay. Has the I guess does the department still have concerns about the issues of domestic violence and potential drug use in this case?
We don't have any current like immediate concerns for safety at this time. The only problem that we've just been having is getting Miss Nevins and Mr. Sims to drug test and cooperate with services.
Since you began in this case, have either of them drug tested?
Not with me, no.
And about how many times have you tried to get Miss Nevins to drug test?
I've sent them on 2 different occasions.
Okay. And so does that count for Mr. Sims as well?
Yes.
Now,
and when, I'm sorry.
No, you can go ahead.
When I asked Miss Nevins why she didn't drug test, she said because she called the facility and they said she couldn't take her 3-year-old son with her and she had no child care. But I called Care Express and they said that she is able to take him. So that was not true.
Okay. Now, have you, as far as talking to Miss Nevins, have there been other incidents where you've tried to meet with her or things like that where you found out that what she was telling you was untrue?
Yes.
And can you give me a couple examples?
We were scheduled to meet on a Wednesday, and she contacted me the Tuesday before and said that her great aunt passed away and she would be in Lubbock for until Saturday, the end of that week. And I asked her where the kids would be, and she said they would be with her. But I later found out that the kids were in school on 2 of those days during that time.
Okay. Now, regarding Mr. Sims, what's your contact with him been like?
Mr. Sims has met with me when I asked him to. He just has not been cooperative in regards to services and drug testing.
Okay. Without either of the parents drug testing for you, are you able to rule out the ongoing concerns of possible drug use?
I don't know that we had any initial concerns for drug use in this case, per se.
Well,
So
was
in this specific case.
Let me rephrase. As far as Mr. Sims was concerned with the intake in the other case, that he was not the father of the child, were there concerns about drug use?
I'm not sure. That's not my case. I'm sorry.
Okay. And then as far as the domestic violence concerns that got everybody involved, what updates do you have on the, I guess, the criminal case?
I just know that Mr. Woodfin, he is still incarcerated in Randall County Jail. I don't know what the status is as far as like when he's going to be released or anything. But I do know he's still incarcerated.
Okay. If he's released on bond, does that cause concerns for the department as far as the possibility of domestic violence continuing?
Yes.
The services that you're asking, both of Miss Nivens and Mr. Sims, because of his involvement with that incident, would those help alleviate those concerns?
Hopefully, yes.
Is that part of the reason why the department is wanting to maintain involvement with the family and encourage the family to cooperate with services?
Yes.
Are you asking the court today to court order either of the parents to drug screen to see if that will get them to comply?
Yes.
What sort of screens would you be requesting?
A UA, just a UA.
Okay. Do you know if either of them did a hair follicle at the onset of the investigation?
I do not know.
Okay.
As I said, we had no drug concerns in my case.
Okay. Are there any other orders that you think need to be made today to try and encourage communication or compliance with the department?
I don't know that parents understand that these services are court ordered and something that they have to do. I've told them this, but I don't know that they fully understand that it's not an option.
Okay. Do you think that they fully understand the concerns of the department or the court from when these were initially ordered?
Yes.
Okay, and so I guess without them being here, it's hard to ask for them to be admonished that these are court orders, correct?
Yes.
Now, are there any other updates as far as services for the children or the family that you think are necessary?
No.
All right, I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right. Ms. Baca, are the kids with the parents?
Yes, they are they live with their mother.
And so what date was it that you saw the kids and you didn't see any concerns?
I've seen them on 3 different occasions, 2 at home and 1 at school. And I haven't had concerns during any of those visits.
And are the parents just making up excuses that's why they're not doing anything, or are they just?
Yes, sir.
Okay. As far as the domestic violence that was involved in this case, from reading the reports, it sounds to me like Dylan Woodfin is the real problem in this deal, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And you said he's incarcerated where?
In Randall County.
And do you know what he's in there for?
I can't say for sure.
You
I believe I can't say for sure.
You don't know if it's for any of this potential violence?
Well, I believe that this has something to do with but he was on parole, I believe. And he violated that parole, is what I believe, but I can't be certain, Judge. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just trying to clarify. We don't know that he's incarcerated because with pending charges for domestic violence on Carly Nivens. We don't know that, do we?
Right. No, we don't.
Okay. All right. Mr. Hill, any questions?
Yes, Judge, ma'am, just to make sure I heard you right, you said you've seen the kids 3 total times, the last being at the home on November 7th, and you have no concerns about the kids, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And you also said that there were no drug use concerns when the case started, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. Have you since developed drug use concerns, specifically with Ms. Nivens?
No, I have not.
Okay. Thank you. I'll pass the witness.
All right. Ms. Lucero?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Baca, as far as domestic violence, there's never been any accusation of domestic violence between Mr. Sims and Ms. Nivens. Isn't that correct?
That's correct to my knowledge. Yes.
Okay. I mean, and as Mr. Hill asked you, and as you've testified, you've seen the kids. There's not any concerns, right?
Right.
Okay. And so, and also in your report, you stated that there were no new well, it just says the parents have been non-compliant, but the department currently does not have any safety concerns regarding the children's care. And as you stated, the kids have been appeared happy, healthy, and do not report any further worries within their family. And there's no new reports since this case started. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And again, just to be clear, there were as far as you know, in this case with Mr. Sims and Ms. Nivens, there were no drug use allegations regarding Mr. Sims. Is that correct?
Not in my case. That's correct.
All right. All right. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Wiggins?
I have no questions.
All right. Mrs. Swabman, anything further from the department?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Hill, anything further?
Just argument, Judge.
Sure. Go ahead.
Judge, if there are no safety concerns on these kids, after 3 visits, the last being on the 7th, and no drug use concerns, at least with respect to Miss Nivens, number one, I'm wondering why we're doing this. Why is this case still active? I'm requesting that you dismiss the case. And if you decline to do that, I would ask you to decline to order a drug test. I'm not sure why my client would need to have a drug test when there are no current or never has been any drug use concerns.
I'm trying to understand. I've got my own concerns why they're not doing anything. Usually parents don't show up because they don't want to be drug tested, but I've not really heard that that's an issue. Ms. Lucero, anything you have?
Your Honor, I would just add to what Mr. Hill stated. You know, the main concern is the kids' safety, and the department has reported no safety concerns. The kids appear well. There's been no new reports, so I would ask that this case be dismissed.
All right, Ms. Wiggins, recommendations?
Thank you, Judge. My hands are kind of tied. I haven't had any contact with the kiddos, and with the department not being a conservator, I don't feel I have the right to go to the school like I would with other cases and talk to them. Since, you know, I don't think I have that right unless the mom gives me permission. And so honestly, I feel like we're just wasting the resources of the department at this point. And I'll have to take the word of the caseworker that the children are doing well. I know the mom has told us that the younger one has been in the hospital, and that's the reason we have gotten for the lack of communication. But at this point, either the department needs to reassess their legal intervention, or we just need to get out. Unfortunately, I think that's kind of where we are.
Okay. Well, I agree. I mean, I've got my own thoughts on why they may not be showing up, as I do in all cases. So many times it has to do, they don't show up because they don't want to be ordered to drug test, but there's just, I've not heard any evidence that would suggest that. So I also, my personal feeling is that I think Dylan Woodfin is the biggest problem in this case, although Miss Nivens seems to keep denying that he's abused her, but I don't think that is the case. But no, without anything further, I'm going to go ahead and order that this case be dismissed, and just maybe ask the department to be diligent if Dylan Woodfin gets out, because he seems to be the perpetrator as to Miss Nivens. So, okay.
Yes, Judge, can I add, he is in jail for the assaults on a family member, and with also a previous conviction. He is on parole until 11/7/26. So I don't think there's any, I don't think he'll get out anytime soon due to that new arrest. It is, of course, the prosecutor has accepted that charge from what I can tell in our system. Of course, nothing else has been processed on it from what I can tell. I do know that him and mom, I believe, and Rachel, correct me if I'm wrong, they are legally married now. So of course, that's our concern. I mean, yeah, if he gets out, then, but as of right now, we don't know that he's getting out, and there's no other evidence that these children are in harm's way at this moment.
So you're saying Dylan's legally married to Carly Nivens?
That's
that
what
what you-
Miss Nivens has told me, that they are
Okay.
married. I
Okay.
haven't seen any legal documents or anything, but
I just assumed since Mr. Sims is presumed all 4 kids, I guess this marriage to Mr. Woodfin came after that. So, okay,
Yes, they
well, that
did.
doesn't really change anything. So I'll go ahead and dismiss the case, and maybe we'll see it back later. Maybe we won't. So,
all right.
Judge.
Thank you,
Thank
Judge.
you.
Thank you, Judge.
this is a continuation of a final hearing involving the Kent child. Ms. Gutierrez is with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is with us representing the child Miracle. Ms. Naranjo is with us representing the mother, Ms. Brody. I don't so she's with us. Were you expecting her, Ms. Naranjo, or is she with you?
No, Your Honor, I've not had any contact with Miss Brody.
Okay. And then Miracle, as I said, is with us. Miss Brody, the mother, is not. This case was set for 10:45. It's now 11:15. I want to real quickly take the lawyers into a breakout room, be sure I know what we're doing here. So,
Sure, Your Honor.
all right, for the record, the attorneys have talked. We had already started this final, and we took a little testimony on November 3rd, recessed it as the court was told that Ms. Brody was in the process of signing a relinquishment. Apparently today that's not been accomplished. So parties and attorneys have agreed that we will just recess today again and reset the final for December 15th, 2026, at which time we will finalize this, whether it be by Ms. Brody's relinquishment or whether we finish a full-blown final hearing. So, but before we leave, Miracle, you were wanting to say something right before we went into the breakout room. What was that?
I wanted to say that I do have my guardian with me, but I look at her like she's a role model, like my parent, like my mom. I do want to say that this is a tough time and it does hurt a lot, but I know because it keeps getting recessed and going pushed back, it continues to hurt, and it makes my behavior go up and down and up and down, because it's just like she's coming in and out of my life and in and out of my life and in and out of my life, and that my mom has done a lot to me, and it's like I want to love her, but it's just like every time she comes in, it's like, oh my God, so much excitement, and then she leaves, and it's like now I'm hurt. So now I'm going up and down and up and down and up and down. So I talked to Peyton about it, and I was just like, that's why I would prefer either like her rights were to get like terminated or she were to relinquish, just because it's not good, I don't think, for either of us. And I don't think she's ready personally, because for all of my siblings, she gave all of us away since we were born, and then none of our relationships with her just good. Like it hasn't worked, and she's getting older and older, and it just doesn't seem like it's working, and it's just hurting me more just to continue to have to go through it over and over and over again, because I've been going through this for years now of her coming in my life and then going in, coming in and going in, coming in and going.
I understand. And I'm sorry for the way you feel. I understand that this is very upsetting to you, but all I can promise you is that this is going to be over on December 15th. And you heard what I said. You're old enough, I can tell you. We recessed it last time so that she could sign an affidavit of relinquishment and relinquish. I don't know everything behind why that's not been accomplished since November 3rd, but I'm sorry for the way you feel. I certainly understand it, but I can promise you today that this case is going to come to an end on December 12th. I'm sorry, December 15th.
Okay. Yes, sir.
And you can trust me on that, Miracle. I don't make promises that I can't keep, and it's hard for me to make promises in what we do here, but that's a promise I can keep. So
yes, sir.
So you'll know where we stand on December 15th, and you've been attending these hearings, and I appreciate that. I think it's a good thing. So we'll want to see you back on December 15th also.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank
All right.
you.
Anyone else have anything we need to take up today?
No, Your Honor, but can we bring the caseworker Peyton Sim
Sure.
in? Thanks.
Yeah. Who is that?
Peyton Sim.
Okay. I just wanted to let you know what's going on. I talked to the lawyers in a breakout room. Since Ms. Brody has not signed the affidavit of relinquishment yet, we are going to come back on December 15th, and we will complete this final hearing on that day, regardless of whether she signed that relinquishment or not. Miracle has let us know that she is ready for this to be over and that it just hurts her the longer we extend it. And I told her I certainly understand how she feels, but I made her a promise today that this will be over on December 15th. So,
Yes, sir.
okay. All right, then. We'll stand in recess then on that case. I will be back at here in about 10 minutes to call another Randall County case. That's a compliance hearing following an order to participate involving the Allen and Myers children. So we'll be in recess. Everybody have a good week. I'll see some of you back here in about 10 minutes.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. This is a compliance hearing following an order to participate involving the Allen and the Myers Allen children. We're here today on the compliance hearing. Ms. Wildman is with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is with us representing the children. Mr. Ronho is with us representing the father, Mr. Allen, father to Cyrus and Elijah. He is with us. Ms. Mullinax is with us representing the mother, Ms. Myers, and she is also with us. That's everyone, and I don't have anyone in the waiting room.
Judge, can you hear me all right?
Yes, ma'am.
I've been having technical issues, so I wanted to make sure. All right, perfect. Elaine Lucero is our caseworker, so that's the only person we would need.
Okay. All right.
She's
then.
already in.
All right. Yeah. Ms. Lucero, you were sworn in an earlier hearing today. You're still under oath. So, Ms. Wildman, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. And Ms. Lucero, are you the worker who's been working with the Myers family in this order to participate?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and we had a pretty short turnover from the last hearing, correct?
That's correct.
And we were at some point were the older two children, I guess, scheduled to have psychological evaluations done?
Yes, they did.
And were those completed?
Yes.
When did you get the results back?
I got them this morning.
Have you had a chance to really review those yet?
Briefly, yes. I looked over them briefly, just kind of the recommendations that were made.
Okay, and what sort of recommendations were made by the evaluator?
So there was for Noah, there was some therapeutic. It says recommended therapeutic services to continue in order to address his lack of focus, distractibility, and attentiveness. So really, the ADHD, and she did Dr. Meeks, she did speak with mom about that before she left. And so mom did take Noah to Texas Tech and got him in with his pediatrician, and they did give him some medication for that. And mom did provide me the proof of that she got the medication filled, and she also went to the school and ensured that they had that medication to give to him. And so she's on top of that situation when it comes to Noah. As for Natalie, there is also a recommendation for therapeutic services. It says due to distress, apprehension, concern, insecurity, doubt, uncertainty. So really just to gain a sense of personal empowerment and assertion and capability within herself and her life situation. So it kind of seems like more confidence-based, like to help bring her confidence up. I guess during the assessment, it seemed like she was kind of lacking in that and really uncertain with herself during certain tests that they ran. So those are the recommendations that were made for them. Outside of that, there's nothing else.
Now, is Natalie in counseling currently?
So she was whenever the previous case that had closed, she had been seeing a therapist. And then when we got the case, they were trying to get her back in and decided to go ahead and wait until she was able to go to the psychiatrist and get an evaluation.
Okay. And so at this point, as far as continuing with the order to participate, is the department wanting to stay involved until that can happen so that they can facilitate getting her in somewhere?
Yes. Through the recommendations of the psychiatrist.
Is that the only recommendation that still needs to be followed up on at this point?
Yes.
And so just to clarify, the parents were waiting on this evaluation before they made attempts to get her into counseling, correct?
So when we started the case, they had kind of already had her in with somebody and were having issues like with that counselor and getting it scheduled. And so when I spoke with mom, we decided that we were going to wait until she went for this psychiatric eval.
Okay. And that's just what I wanted to clarify.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. I'll pass the witness, Judge.
Thank you. So Elaine, basically the only thing we could really offer these parents to stay in is, I'm asking this as a question. Would the department be paying for any therapy that Natalie goes through?
Yes, we could, or they also have Medicaid, so it could be something that could be covered by Medicaid.
So basically, I mean, I'll wait and hear what else I hear, but I'm probably going to be looking to the parents to say, do you want the involvement anymore, or do you want to just, you can read the recommendations for your daughter and do what you think is appropriate for her. So, Ms. Mullinex, did you have questions?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Naranjo?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Wiggins?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Wildman, anything further from the department?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Mullinex, did you have any witnesses?
Your Honor, I guess I do have a witness. They're raising their hands, so I'd call my client, Ms. Myers.
Yeah, Ms. Myers, if you'd raise your right hand again. Do you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, go ahead, Ms. Mullinex.
Jenna, you raised your hand when he asked if there were witnesses. Did you hear his statement about asking the parents if they want the department to stay involved or if they want to work on the services themselves?
Yes, I just wanted to state that Natalie is in therapy and has been in therapy since the last case. She attends every other week and it's never stopped. She's been in services and still going.
Who does she see?
Loretta, or I'll have to get the name off of my phone. I'm just drawing a blank at the moment, but she's going every other week. She went last week.
And so does Medicaid pay for those sessions?
Yes.
And so do you have any need for the department to continue to be involved if Medicaid's helping pay for those sessions?
No, no.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, anyone else have questions for Ms. Myers?
I guess just briefly, Ms. Myers, you heard Ms. Lucero's testimony. So have you provided any proof of those counseling records to her?
I mean, from my understanding, I only stated that I just wasn't quite liking the therapist just because of her lack of communication, and we don't really ever speak to her. She doesn't allow time to, but that we would continue services with her until we found a different one. Natalie's never stopped it. So I just think there might have been some misunderstanding because like the caseworker, Kendra, that signed it up, we've never left her. You guys have all the proof. I can use my phone once we're off of here and send all the proof needed, but she's attending.
That's not a question I had, Judge.
All right. So, Ms. Myers, if y'all aren't happy with your current therapist, you'll just find another therapist. Is that accurate statement?
Yeah, I just didn't want to remove her without having one because I didn't want her to go without.
Sure. Makes perfect sense to me. Anyone else have questions for Ms. Myers?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then. Ms. Naranjo, did you want to call Mr. Allen or?
No, Your Honor, I'm pretty sure he agrees with his wife.
Yeah, I saw them both shaking their heads. So, all right. Ms. Wiggins, then any recommendations you have?
Just that the case be dismissed.
Okay. All right. That's what I will do today then. I will go ahead and order that this case be dismissed, which means there'll be no further hearings set, which means Ms. Myers, Mr. Allen, you don't have to see me again, and I'm sure you're very happy about that. So.
Thank you.
And I never take that as an offense when they say, no, you're right, Judge. I do not want to see you again. So, okay. All right. Congratulations. And I hope, I hope you feel like we've been able to do something. And if you ever need it again, we're here and we'll try to do our best. So.
Your Honor, I have one other thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Could we get Ms. Lucero to send us that recommendation? We haven't received it since it was this morning.
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure since she just now got it. So she was probably busy reading it rather than sending it. So. Okay. All right. We will stand in recess. Congratulations again. And for those of you involved, I'll be back at noon to call a permanency hearing on a Randall County case involving the Crockett child. So y'all have a good week and we will be in recess.
Thank you.
Thank you all.